Welcome into game number 2 on a beautiful Saturday as we are in the bottom of the first inning. Glad you could be with us as we are getting this game going. You did not miss much in the top of the first as we're getting the broadcast back up, getting set from the last game. Hunt grounded out to shortstop. Reddick flew out to right field, and Adams grounded out to third. So 3 up, 3 down rather, as UNC Pembroke is the home team. They will come to the plate now, trying to get something going here in the bottom of the first. Roberto Rivera leading off. Rivera is a right-handed batter, center fielder for the Braves. Rivera coming into this game, the senior averaging .364 on the season, 198 at-bats, 72 hits, 1 home run, 25 RBIs, 10 doubles. Third on the team in the double category. That pitch is a strike. So a 2-1 count to Rivera. Again, at the top of the first, Hunt grounded out to short. Reddick flew out to right field, and Adams grounded to third. Unable to find the zone there. Brings the count to 3-1. Glad you're with us this afternoon. Cole Bryson with you. Game number 2. This one's going to be hit on right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. A big one-hopper Rivera is going to go to, and Rivera gets the Braves in business. That is his 11th double on the season.
And just making it look easy, bounced it right between center and right.
Sure
Gets
is.
the second like it's nothing.
Glad to have Alan Ellis with us on the broadcast. Cole Bryson, Alan Ellis for these next 2 games. Lincoln Memorial unable to get anything going at the top of the first, Alan.
Yeah, just real quick outing, getting UNCP getting Lincoln Memorial out of business sooner rather than later. And after the games Lincoln Memorial's put up in this regional, and that's something UNCP really needed to do.
It brings up number 9, the catcher, Trevor Clemens. He bats left-handed and throws right-handed. Freshman. A throw to second. We got a pickle. And a throw to third, and I believe they got Rivera. How big is that for Lincoln Memorial to get that leadoff run in Rivera?
And just took a step forward and spun back around. Didn't balk, and just barely got away with that one. Spun back around, caught him off second. Had to make a break for third. Just about dodged the tag, but he's out.
Clemens coming into this game with a .354 clip, 181 at-bats, 64 hits, 31 RBIs, and 2 home runs. Pitch to him is going to get in there for strike 1. On the mound for Lincoln Memorial, number 28, the left-handed pitcher, Joe Bobiak. That one is going to find the strike zone as well.
A nice tail on that one.
Absolutely. Bobiak, a junior, coming into this game, a .424 ERA, 7-1 win-loss record, 15 appearances, 13 games started, 68 total innings pitched, giving up 75 hits, 41 runs, 28 base on balls, and struck out 51. His opponent's batting average is .283. That is Joe Bobiak. Bottom of the second inning, a beautiful afternoon. As we just got past the 3 o'clock mark here in Tigerville. That one way inside.
Just about got him right in the face, and that, as a hitter, that really shakes you up about as much as the man that just threw it. Got to really just settle down, try and tackle this next one.
2-2. No runners on. This one's going to be swung on and hit, and it is going to get down, and Pembroke gets another runner on, so now we go back to this. How big was that out by Lincoln Memorial to get Rivera? Because right there, if Rivera's still on base, he scores, and Pembroke's on the board.
And we talked about this during the North Greenville Georgia College game that just wrapped up about an hour ago. How many times did Georgia College leave runners on and runners in scoring position in what turned out to be a 4-run game, but was only a 1-run game going into the 9th inning?
Yeah. Rivera caught stealing. Definitely may come back to grab him later on. I mean, again, he was the lead runner at second, and A base hit would most likely have scored him right there, and that was a base hit from Clemens. That brings up number 17, right fielder, Ethan Baulkham, sophomore. 314 coming into this game, 204 at-bats, 64 hits, 11 of those doubles, 10 of those home runs, 56 RBIs. Throw back to first.
Yeah, not to forget, that double was a leadoff.
Yep.
So instead, you're looking at a runner at first with one out, you'd be probably standing at second because of the throw to the plate. With no outs and a runner in.
Very different ball game. Oh-2 count, one out. Bottom of the first inning, UNC Pembroke does have one run on base. That's at first base. That's number 9, Trevor Clemens at first. Lincoln Memorial coached by head coach Jeff Sixeye. Paul O'Neill in his 18th season for the Braves of UNC Pembroke. Here's the 1-2, a throw back to first. And Clemens is going to stay there.
Yeah, and that play to Rivera credited as a pickoff instead of a caught stealing because he's standing off second base, and they just caught him before he got to third. So that pickoff move, not unwarranted.
That's right. This one will be fouled off. Count 1-2, one out. Bottom of the first, just to get you caught up on where we are. Lincoln Memorial, nothing going for them in the top of the first. And then 2 hits so far from these Braves of UNC Pembroke. Rivera had a double. Clemens with a single. One runner on, a pickoff move to get Rivera out just a little bit earlier in the inning. Now Clemens is going to go. The throw down, I don't believe it was in time, and it was not. Clemens will still successfully, and now another runner in scoring position.
And just UNCP just gambling on that one early in the game. Trying to get a runner back in scoring position with only one out on the board, and now successful, but 2-2 count.
He was successful. 2 balls, 2 strikes. For Baulkham, he watches that one go, a good eye. Home plate umpire Andrew Tumlin behind the plate. Trevor Henson at first base, Gary Keller at second, and Ken Fitz at third. First game for these guys today. All supporting the blue. This one's jacked deep left field, but it is going to be foul. On the defense for Lincoln Memorial, Dalton Detus catching from Bobbiak. Chris Salvi at first, Joe Stuckey at second. Timmy Wages at third. Tyler Adams at short, and this one's hit into right field. They are going to send a runner, and we're going to have a play at the plate. And he is in safely. UNC Pembroke scores. That is Clemens. Trevor Clemens, who comes around and scores. And a single for Ethan Baulkham.
And just how big is that steal?
Yeah.
To get him into scoring position.
Yep. Sure is.
Talked about that in the North Greenville win just a while back. Big inning late. That was all really set up by a Jared Williams steal to second that led to 2 straight RBI doubles.
So a meeting at the mound now for Lincoln Memorial. And the coach will join them on the mound.
And just 18 pitches into this appearance, only a third of an inning down.
That's right.
And we've seen early mound visits already. Georgia College going out two-thirds of an inning in to the game this morning. Not going to pull him, but just getting that conversation in.
Mason Ewers in left field for Lincoln Memorial. Center field is Seth Hunt and Will Reddick in right. That is the defense for Lincoln Memorial. The Railsplitters, 36-20, 15-12.
And just to catch up on what's been going on in the regional leading to this to this game right here. Lincoln Memorial took a 9-4 victory over Georgia College, a big upset in game 2 the first day.
Yep.
Lincoln, UNCP, as this one's dribbled.
This one's going to get through. That will be another base hit. Runner going to third, and that is going to be some more offense for Jacobs. That's Trey Jacobs, the sophomore, came in hitting .416, and that'll increase as UNC Pembroke pouring it on.
Yeah, and just got through a little gap between first and second. Not a lot of space, but found the perfect location.
Yep, sure did.
But just to finish up that thought, Columbus State defeating UNCP at the nightcap on Thursday, 8-2, before Columbus State ended up beating North Greenville 4-3 the midday game on Friday. UNCP falling to the losers bracket to face this game, had the day off before LMU took a 15-3 loss to Belmont Abbey College in a game that didn't finish until, 1:45 this morning?
Yep.
So
very late.
Not a lot of rest.
Number 8, Luke Jackson is up with only one out. A swing and a hit right toward the pitcher off his glove. This is going to be trouble. Picked up by the second baseman, but not before a run scores, and the runner is successfully. Luke Jackson gets to first. Let's see what they rule that.
And that's going to be a hit. There's no doubt about it. Just bounced off his ankle on the pitcher's mound. Was it Bobbiak? And there's nothing you can really do about that one.
So 2-0 lead for UNC Pembroke. That brings up number 10, the second baseman, Seth Hardings, a sophomore, coming in hitting .368, 51 runs, 71 hits, 11 of those doubles, 7 of those home runs, 45 RBIs. Seth Hardings has 2 runners on now. A little bit more chance for some offense for the Railsplitters. For the Braves of UNC Pembroke. So a ball to start the at-bat for Seth Hardings. Only one out, and that was on a pickoff move. Every batter has gotten on this inning for UNC Pembroke. How about that? Joe Bobbiak looks to be in some trouble early, as he cannot seem to get an out.
Yeah, and he's going to have to be careful about these pickoff moves. He's all but stutter stepping to turn around, and we've seen plenty of balks called in this regional.
We have, including one last game
that ran in a run.
Bobbiak delivers. That time he does find the strike zone for strike one. So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Seth Hardings, right-handed batter, awaits the pitch. Bobbiak delivers. Swung on, hit to right field, another single. Here comes a run. He is going to get in safely, and a double for Seth Hardings. Every batter in this UNC Pembroke lineup has got on base.
And you can see it right there. Just look how excited that dugout is right there for the home side. UNCP just really coming out and feeling it right now.
Well, UNC Pembroke has forced Joe Bobbiak's day to be over.
3rd of an inning.
How about that?
Yeah, and Bobbiak's going to finish a 3rd of an inning, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. No walks, no strikeouts. Gave up 1 double.
Just was not his day.
24 pitches.
Woo. And 1 inning.
1/3 of an inning.
Yeah, not even 1 full inning. Just 1 out was all he could record. And like I said, he didn't even really.
It was on a pickoff move.
He didn't even get a batter out. Again, Rivera doubled. He got caught in a pickoff. Clemens singled, stole second. Baulkham singled. Jacobs singled. Jackson singled, and Seth Hardings doubled. How about that to start the game?
That's pretty insane.
It is.
And actually, that last one's going to go down as a single and advance to second on a throw to the plate. But regardless, that's still 6 hits and 3 runs to only 1 out. and that's going to bring on Kevin Norton as a reliever.
Kevin Norton for Lincoln Memorial. That's number 18. Sophomore right-handed pitcher. So Kevin Norton will try to mix it up here in the bottom of the first. It is 3-0. UNC Pembroke on top of Lincoln Memorial. Granger due up for the Braves of UNC Pembroke. That's Connor Granger, the freshman, hitting .315. 43 runs on the season, 58 hits, 15 of those doubles, 9 home runs, and 51 RBIs.
And see if he can keep this inning going for UNCP. 2 runners in scoring position, only 1 out.
First pitch is a strike from the new pitcher, number 18, Kevin Norton. 0-1 count. Runners on second and third for the Braves. Norton will fire again, this time just low. So Kevin Norton really thrown into a very tough spot, already down 3.
I mean,
2 runners on.
Coming in, there's no way he had time to warm up or anything. He just came out there.
This one's going to be hit deep right down the first base line, and it is going to be caught. What an effort. And a runner is eventually going to tag, and UNC Pembroke will still score. But that will be the second out.
4-0 Braves here in the bottom of the first. And it's just honestly weird. This is a Lincoln Memorial team. We've mentioned it already. That took down the 2 seed already in this tournament.
Yep.
Handily as well. It wasn't a close game at all, really. Won by 5.
That brings up Elijah Helton, number 25. Designated hitter, junior, 295. Coming to this game, 78 at-bats, 9 runs, 23 hits, 17 RBIs, and 2 home runs on the season for Helton. That pitch low, ball 2. We are still in the bottom of the first inning. Lincoln Memorial just trying to get out of this inning without allowing any more runs. It's already 4-0. The Braves on top. Here's the pitch. This one's going to be popped straight up. This one's going to stay in the infield, and it will be caught for the third and final out by Joe Stuckey, but not before the damage is done.
And that's going to turn out 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 1 left on base after all that. And UNCP is going to be leading 4-0 after 1.
A good effort by the Braves to get that lead early in the first inning. Will come back for the top of the second, where Salvey, Wages, and Stinson is due up for the Railsplitters right here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Landon Smith, the left-handed pitcher, still on the mound for UNC Pembroke, came into this game with a 5.84 ERA, 4.1 win-loss record, 15 appearances, 10 games started, 57 innings pitched, giving up 75 hits, 40 runs, 37 of those earned, 16 base on balls, and 48 strikeouts. That one's going to get in there for a strike. This is Chris Salvi, the junior. First baseman, number 25, at the plate, batting .323, 43 hits on the season, 37 RBIs, and 11 home runs. This one's going to be just a little bit downstairs for ball one. Lincoln Memorial has a lot of ground to cover as UNC Pembroke able to plate 4 runs in the bottom of the first. Salvi is the leadoff hitter this inning. Top of the second, a big swing and a big miss. That will be a strikeout, first one of the game for Landon Smith.
And Pembroke just getting it done both sides of the ball offensively. You mentioned those 4 runs on 6 hits were not aided out at all by any walks or anything. All did everything with the bat.
Timmy Wages is your next batter, the senior, hitting .301, 196 at bats, 59 hits, 16 of those doubles. He is second on the team in the doubles category, 10 home runs, third on the team in that category, and 43 RBIs. This one's going to be popped up. It will stay in the infield, and a play is going to be made, and a great catch, and that will be the second out. Trevor Clemens, the freshman, makes the catch, and UNC Pembroke cruising right now.
Yeah, just nice play. Had to camp under that one and just wait forever for that to fall back to earth. But now UNC Pembroke, 5 straight batters retired to begin the game.
Nate Stinson is the designated hitter for Lincoln Memorial. Sophomore, hitting .325. 53 hits on the season, 33 RBIs. He has homered once. So nothing going for Lincoln Memorial. No hits through these first couple of outs, and this one's going to be just a bit high as Trevor Clemens will walk out and get set again behind home plate. Breeze picking up a little bit. Wonderful afternoon for baseball. This one just a little bit downstairs for ball 3. 3 straight balls from Landon Smith. Smith fires the 3-0. It finds the zone for strike 1. Nate Stinson, no attempt on that pitch. 3-1 count with 2 outs. Here's the 3-1 pitch, swung on, fouled off down the first base line. At full count.
Smith fought back.
Sure did. A strike away from retiring the side are the are the Braves. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on, hit up the gap. That is going to be the first base hit of the afternoon for Lincoln Memorial. Single for Stinson. That'll bring up Mason Ewers.
Now batting for Lincoln Memorial.
Ewers, a senior, hitting .250 on the season, 108 at bats, 20 runs, 27 hits, 6 home runs, and 29 RBIs. One runner on.
And is that going to be that single? Is that going to be what sparks a little run here for LMU?
They need something. A big swing there in strike 1.
Especially after that bottom of the first, giving up 4 runs to begin the game. But we've seen a lot in this regional. Just because you give up a lot of runs early doesn't really mean much of anything. Seen lots of comebacks.
Next pitch. Finds the zone, thrown down the first base line, and there goes Stinson for second.
Just a bit too aggressive there from the Braves. And Cole, you know this as well as I do, that when you're trying to get a throw down to the plate and then back to first.
Tough.
It's extremely hard. Like, it's much different when you're trying to throw from catcher to second base. You're just throwing straight across yourself. But if you're trying to throw down a line, you're having to contort your body in some way, and it's almost never going to get there quite the way you want it to.
Runner in scoring position for Lincoln Memorial. Here's the offer. And a
There's
strike, and that will retire the side as that is the second strikeout for Landon Smith. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base as we head to the bottom of the second inning where the Braves are due up. We will take you there on the other side on the North Greenville Sports Network. Leading off here in the bottom of the second, Jarrett Mobley, the sophomore, will try to get things started for the Braves. Mobley, a sophomore, as I said, hitting .268 coming into this game, 183 at-bats, 41 runs, 49 hits, 5 of those doubles, 2 home runs, and 26 RBIs.
And this is going to be interesting. First full inning of technically relief, but not. You're just starting a little later, I guess, at this rate.
Kevin Norton comes back out on the mound.
That came in a third of an inning down in the first inning. So more or less going to have to be a pseudo starter.
Yep, pretty much. Here's the pitch. It chases outside, but Mobley doesn't go for it. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, no outs. Mobley is the leadoff hitter this inning. This one's going to be swung on, popped up center field. And this one should be an easy out, and it is for Seth Hunt.
It just ended up getting under it. Had about the right location if he was trying to get in for a single or a double, but it's a little too high and allowed Hunt out there in center to come pick that one up. And look at that, a fielding out.
How about that? Rivera doubled his last at bat, was later thrown out on a pickoff move. 1 for 1 on the day is Rivera. This one does not find the zone. Ball 2. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. 4-0 lead for the Braves of UNC Pembroke. Next pitch way outside for ball 3. 3 straight balls, and now Kevin Norton will have a visit from Dalton Detus.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get all the conversation they can before they're broken up. And we joke about Norton having to come in and be a pseudo starter and everything, but Lincoln Memorial's not going to let anything go wrong if they can help it. If something's tailing south, they're going to go to the bullpen. Both these teams playing for their lives.
Elimination game. This one's a strike. Rivera watches it go by. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, both trying to stave off elimination. 2 teams already down in this tournament. Wingate got eliminated yesterday. Georgia College, the team that eliminated Wingate, got bounced out this morning.
Who would have thought Georgia College would already be out? Here's a slow roller, slow chopper to second. A glove scoop to first, and it is in time. A very nice play at second by Joe Stuckey.
That's about all he could do.
How about that?
If he takes the time to scoop that out of his glove and try and hand it off, it's not going to be there in time.
Number 9, Trevor Clemens.
But 2 down for UNCP.
Absolutely, and that brings up Clemens. He singled in his first at bat, then later on stole second. First pitch to him is a ball. Kevin Norton looking down toward Dalton Titus. Here's the 1-0. It finds the zone that time for strike 1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. This one's going to be low, 4-2. Again, Clemens did have a single, as did the majority of the lineup for the Braves in the bottom of the first. Rivera doubled, Clemens singled, Baulkham singled, Jacobs and Jackson singled, Harding singled, and Granger was the first out in the field. He flew out.
Yeah, I'm not going to be at all surprised if UNCP can somehow manage to get a hit out of everyone in this lineup the way that first inning looked.
The next pitch high, 4-3. Norton trying to locate his pitch to retire the side. We are in the bottom of the second inning. Clemens steps back in the batter's box. Left-handed batter. He watches that one go by. He thought it was a ball. Instead,
he was ready to take his shin guard off and start walking out towards first.
Andrew Tomlin says that is a strike in my book, and that will bring the count to full.
And Andrew Tomlin and any home plate umpire will tell. They might not tell you, but you know it's true. If it's close and someone starts walking towards first, they're going to call it a strike.
And that one, just a little bit too far outside. That is the first base on ball of the game.
For either side.
Yep. This is going to bring up Ethan Baulkham. He singled his last at bat. Get used to hearing that as the Braves are back in business. 1 run on, and that is Clemens on first. 4-0 lead, 6 hits through these first couple of innings. This one's going to be swung on, hit down the third base line, but it is foul. Just 1 hit for Lincoln Memorial in the top of the second.
Nicole, I'm going to throw a little trivia out at you real quick for this game here.
I don't know if I know it.
So, you're probably not. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, it took Bobbiak 24 pitches to get through a third of an inning. We're sitting at 22 here to get through 1 1/3 from Norton. I guess that's more of a fun fact than a trivia.
Yeah.
But still.
That's crazy. Pitch count's getting high.
A little more reasonable here with Norton, but.
Another throw back to first. 2 in a row. The Braves trying to add to their lead. This one's going to be swung on, hit toward short in the gap, and that will be another single. Baulkham, 2 for 2 on the day. Have yourself a day so far.
And Baulkham singling off of 2 separate pitchers already.
Absolutely, and that'll bring up the third baseman, number 12, Trey Jacobs. Hits as a lefty, throws as a righty. Sophomore.
Number 12, Trey Jacobs.
Jacobs is 1 for 1 on the day with a single in the first.
Also scored a run.
Sure did. And for some reason, the Braves just zoning in on the pitches of the Railsplitters, and those pitches are being split pretty well. 4-0 ball game so far, 7 hits by the Braves. Not even through 2 full innings. Bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. Just a bit low. 1-1 count. 2 outs. Jacobs is 1 for 1.
And you have to wonder if last night, as this one's thrown down and into the turf for the second ball. Yeah, you have to wonder if that game last night that it wound up through, granted there was about an hour-long rain delay within it, ends up finishing 1:45 in the morning, like 14 hours ago. In that game, LMU used 6 different pitchers, so
yeah,
not really adept to go to the bullpen at the moment.
Yeah, you don't have a ton to work with until you start going back to the arms you threw yesterday. Pembroke all over them. And here's another one. This one's going to be hit towards center field, and this is going to get down. And this may be a double. It's going to be close. A throw to the plate. And he is going to be safe at home, and the Braves score one more. That will be Jacobs. Trey Jacobs with a double and an RBI.
And just some nice, smart base running, ends up clearing everything.
So that brings up Hardings. That is Seth Hardings, second baseman. He singled his last at bat and advanced. Got to second base. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And that's just going to go down a standard double for Jacobs. 2 RBI. Baulkham and Clemens both scoring from first and second.
Hardings awaits the pitch. It will be ball 1. We're creeping through this ball game. We've had nice weather all day long.
Yeah, weren't we supposed to be under like 12 feet of water by now?
I thought so, but this has been a nice day. And that one will find the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike.
A lot of weather coming up through Florida and up across the East Coast already. First day of the South Regional out at Florida Southern really didn't go all that well. Didn't finish a single game. We dodged most of that weather here in the Southeast.
Hardings lays off that one for ball 2. 6-0 lead already. And we have not finished 2 full innings of play. Here's the pitch. A swing, a miss. And that will be strike 2. So a runner still on second. That's Jacobs, Trey Jacobs, the sophomore. On the season, 7 for 11 in the stolen base attempt category. Kevin Norton still on the mound. He came in relief way early for Lincoln Memorial. Here's the pitch from Norton. Swung on, popped, foul. Still a nice crowd up on the stands behind home plate. We had a really nice crowd for the first game. Obviously, it being North Greenville playing. A good many people here in Tigerville. Just a nice day now as the next pitch is going to be way inside for ball 3. Another full count. And that will be a walk.
He just continued struggling from Lincoln Memorial pitching.
Granger. Connor Granger, the freshman, right-handed batter, first baseman, number 40. He flew out his last at bat. 0 for 1 on the day is Connor Granger.
Now batting for the Braves, number 10, Seth Hunt.
Harding's at the plate now? Must have gotten mixed up. I thought this was Granger. Somehow I made a mistake, Alan.
Hey, it's the human error. It's fine. And also the fact that this is already the second time through the order.
So Trey Jacobs doubled, right?
Trey Jacobs doubled. Jackson's at first, so yeah, Harding's is at the plate.
I missed Jackson. You said Jackson.
Yeah. He's the one that just walked.
Just walked. Just forgot to write his name down. So this is Harding's.
This would be Harding's.
2 outs. You're in the bottom of the second. Lincoln Memorial trying to get out of this inning. 2-1 count. Harding's awaiting the 2-1. Norton taking his time, and that is going to be strike 2. Good pitch from Norton. 2 runners on base. 6-0 lead already for the Braves of UNC Pembroke. As Alan said a minute ago, 2 teams have already been eliminated. A third will be after this game. That one is going to be a called strike, and that is going to be a very nice pitch from Norton. So we will go to the top of the third. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on base. 6-0 lead for the Braves of UNC Pembroke. Your top of the third will be up next right here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Leading off in the top of the third is going to be Joe Stuckey, second baseman number 1. His first bat of the afternoon, a junior, hitting .273, 172 at-bats on the season, 42 runs. And here's one hit to first. He's going to flip it to the pitcher, and a nice play as Landon Smith does a good job of fielding that one for the first out. So Joe Stuckey is retired.
1 pitch, 1 out.
Absolutely. That's the way to do it. And that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, number 8, the catcher, Dalton Detus. Sophomore, averaging .290, 31 hits, 3 home runs, and 20 RBIs. The Braves are really rolling right now. Here's the first pitch to Detus. He watches it go by for strike 1. Detus is the 9-hole. Recapping what happened the first time through the lineup, Hunt grounded out to shortstop. And this one's going to be hit to center field, deep center field. Rivera's going to track it. It's going to get down. Rivera picks it up, throws in. It might be a double, and it is going to be a double for Dalton Detus. That is only the second base hit of the day for Lincoln Memorial.
But the good news is now, finally, Lincoln Memorial's batted through the order.
Yep.
So,
see if they can get a little momentum.
You've seen the pitching. You've seen what you're going up against. Got to do your best and try and figure something out.
Seth Hunt to the plate now with 1 out. Runner in scoring position for Seth Hunt. And his last at bat, he grounded out to shortstop. He's 0 for 1. A base hit will score 1. This one way outside.
Here comes a conversation.
Allen Lincoln Memorial not out of this thing yet. A ton of baseball to go, but they've got to start getting some runs back.
Well, absolutely, and we've seen plenty of games look like they were out of hand, and then team starts creeping back into it.
A couple of runs here, and you don't have to get all 6 of them back here. Just play the run, get that goose egg off the board.
Yeah, we talk about that 15-3 victory Belmont Abbey put up against Lincoln Memorial, but you kind of seem to forget there was a point where it's 8-3 and the bases are loaded.
Yep. This one high and outside for ball 2. And that was a good hit by Dalton Detus. He hit it right in the gap at the wall, right here where we are broadcasting from. And
just right below us.
Right below us, Rivera could not track it in time, but was able to grab it and throw it in before Detus got to third base. Here's the delivery. Nice framing job, but not good enough. 3-0 count. Seth Hunt waiting on his pitch. Strike 1 to Seth Hunt. He keeps his bat on his shoulder, so 3-1 count. Trying to get something going is Seth Hunt. 3-1 pitch. Landon Smith. It swung on, hit deep center field. Rivera will backtrack just a couple of feet, catch it, and throw it in for the second out. A nice play by Roberto Rivera. That brings up Will Reddick. He's a junior right fielder, number 7. He flew out to right field in the first inning. And Ethan Baulkham made the play on it. So Will Reddick trying to get something going. Sun shining. Nice little crowd here at Ray and B. Dillard Field at Ashmore Park. 2 outs here in the inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the 1-0. Way outside, and a runner's going to go to third, and all of a sudden, Lincoln Memorial 90 feet closer.
And that's just it. If you're LMU, you gave up a 4-run inning, you gave up a 2-run inning. But you can't let that really hang over your head. You just got to manufacture runs however you can. 2 outs on the board if you're UNCP. But you've still got to deal with a man at third.
You sure do. Runner on third. This pitch. Inside, ball 3.
And honestly, really a walk here really isn't that detrimental.
No, it really probably could help you. Give you a force out at second just to get out of the inning because there are 2 outs. Here's the pitch outside once again. That will be ball 4 for Reddick. The first base on balls, first walk, if you will, from Landon Smith. That brings up Tyler Adams, best hitter on the team. He grounded out to third in his last at bat, the top of the order. Top 3, all over. Sophomore is Tyler Adams. A lot of potential from this young man. He's going to have a bright future as he can really hit the ball. Came into the game hitting .352. Second on the team right behind Seth Hunt. And here's going to be the first pitch to him. It's fouled off for strike 1. Adams is the 5th batter of the inning. You got to give Lincoln Memorial credit, though. Getting the pitch count up of Landon Smith. Only thing is, Lincoln Memorial needs to get that 0 off the board. Here's the 0-1. Landon Smith throws home. It's going to be a slow chopper to second. Picked up a tag of the bag, and that will retire the side. And Adams will be the last out. So in the inning, as we head to the bottom of the 3rd, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. We will head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Due up is Helton. That's going to be Elijah Helton, the junior, in the bottom of the 3rd, right here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back with you in the bottom of the 3rd. Alan, that is Granger at the plate. Is that right?
Should be. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, that's Connor Granger. Hitting .315 on the year, 0 for 0, RBI on a sac fly.
So he flew out, right?
Correct.
So Harding's ended the inning on a strikeout, and this is Granger's second at bat. A 1-1 count.
Yeah, sacrificed his first time up, ended up
That's right.
scoring a run on that.
Not bad. 2 balls, 1 strike. 6-0 is the score. UNC Pembroke on top of Lincoln Memorial here in game number 2 of day number 3. This one's fouled off. Granger, the freshman, Also a bright spot on this team, a young bright spot. 58 hits on the season. Kevin Norton throws. And he got him looking, a strikeout for Norton. That's 2 in a row.
Yeah, Norton's finally starting to feel it. Just kind of a shame he was put in this deficit to begin with.
That's right. Elijah Helton is due up. His last at bat, he popped up. 0 for 1.
But Lincoln Memorial's proven that they can get hits off of good pitching. Did it against Georgia College, had some decent hits against Belmont Abbey, just couldn't string them together.
Kevin Norton throws to Helton. This one's hit on deep center field. It's coming our way, and it is going to be a ground rule double.
Cole got it.
And I got it. Can you believe
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Do I get an award? Rondo, come on. If anybody asks, what ball? Can y'all believe that just happened?
Nah.
How about that? A ground rule double for Elijah Helton.
Yeah, Cole, I'll tell you right now, back row was not happy about that one. That scared us. Yes.
Huh?
Show it to Ron.
No.
Well, after this.
As this one's going to be lifted up, and that is going to be an out.
Show Rondo.
We had to get.
Yeah, just turn it and show Rondo real quick.
We had to get situated after that last hit. As this one came in the broadcast booth, startled us a little bit, but we're good now. So that is 2 outs as Mobley flies out, and that brings up Roberto Rivera, the center fielder. How about that?
Yeah, that's happened at softball before out here, but I've never seen them manage to bounce it into the booth.
That was
it would happen. It would happen the game Gray didn't make.
That's right. Elijah Helton bounces one in the booth with us. We'll make sure to interview him after the game.
Regardless of how this one turns out.
Rivera in his last at bat flew out to second, or grounded out to second base. He had a double in the first inning. He got caught in a pickoff. That is a good job by Rivera. And here's the second pitch to him. Another ball. 2-0 count now. Whoa, he called that a strike.
That one a strike.
How about that? That was outside. I thought he was going to be called a ball. So a 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 outs. We are in the bottom of the third. Rivera waiting on the 1-1. This one is going to be in there for a strike. That's a pretty pitch right there from Kevin Norton.
Yeah, Norton's edged up into above 50 in relief already.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Rivera right to the second baseman, and that is going to be a nice catch by Joe Stuckey to retire the side, and that will be the 3rd out. So we will head to the top of the 4th inning. Is that right? Absolutely. Yes. We're heading to the top of the 4th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. We'll head to the top of the 4th inning. You're listening, or you're watching, if you will, on the North Greenville Sports Network. Salvy is due up for the Lincoln Memorial. That's Chris Salvy. First pitch to him is going to be ball one. Salvy, a junior. His last at bat, he struck out. This one's going to be hit to third. A long throw over, and what a play. That was a very nice throw on the defense from Trey Jacobs to Connor Granger. And a ground out from Salvy. And that'll bring up Timmy Wages. How about that throw, Alan?
Yeah, that's some
well.
Nolan Arenado stuff right there.
I'm telling you.
Third base.
First pitch to Wages. In there for strike one. Wages popped out his last at bat. He's 0 for 1. Landon Smith, the freshman, still on the mound for the Braves. This one gets away from the catcher, Trevor Clemens. Wages awaits the next pitch. A big swing there and a miss. One ball, 2 strikes and 1 out. Wages trying to get on the base path and get his first hit of the game. Here's the 1-2. Low and outside for ball 2. Here's the 2-2 swung on, and it will be lifted foul. That'll keep the count at 2-2. Landon Smith's done a nice job. The left-handed pitcher, number 14 for the Braves. The freshman came into this game with a 5.84 ERA, a 4-1 record, 15 appearances. Here's the next pitch, swung on, hit deep left field. It's going back to the warning track, and it is going to be caught. And a nice catch by Luke Jackson. The junior hauls it in for the second out.
And just nice composure out there and left, just waiting it out. Easy F7.
This brings up Nate Stinson. The sophomore's 1 for 1 on the day. He singled his last at bat at the top of the second. No runners on for the Railsplitters. Stinson watches this one fall in a very nice off-speed pitch for strike one. 0-1 count. You got to like the command from Landon Smith. Just a freshman pitching in the regionals. As a freshman, that is pretty big. Strike number 2. This Braves team looks like they are playing with a purpose today. Here's the 0-2. Bounces in the glove of Trevor Clemens. Freshman to freshman. How about that? You got to feel like, Alan, there's a lot of potential on this team, all these freshmen.
Absolutely. There's a lot of potential that's showing up, and especially if that young, that's 4 years of potential.
Yeah, absolutely. Second ball of the at-bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Nate Stinson digs back in, the sophomore. Here's the pitch. Stinson, a big swing and a big miss. Another strikeout. That is the 3rd strikeout of the day for Landon Smith. No runs, no hits, no errors, 0 left on base. As we head to the bottom of the 4th, due up is going to be Clemens, Baulkham, and Jacobs. As we head to the bottom of the 4th on the North Greenville Sports Network. in the bottom of the fourth inning. Clemens, Baulkham, Jacobs leading off this inning. That's a good part of this UNC Pembroke lineup. Clemens, number 9, the catcher, freshman for these Braves.
Already 1 for 1 with 2 runs, a walk, and a stolen base. So,
yeah, it's a pretty good day for him. He walked back in the bottom of the first. Singled in the bottom of the first, walked in the bottom of the second.
It's a shame he didn't get him at bat in the third.
No kidding. He'd be averaging a bat an inning. Bottom of the fourth. Clemens watches that one go by for strike one. 1-1 count.
A nice location from Norton. Realized probably he was going to try and drag bunt on that. Put it in a spot he had to wait on it.
Here's the 1-1. A swing, a big hit to center field, and that will be a base hit. Clemens is 2 for 2.
Not a bad afternoon.
Alan, this Braves lineup, they're just hitting the ball. Man.
And that's the potential. You're in the regional. You're one of the touted 56 best teams in all of D2.
Yep.
So if you've gotten to this point, you've done something special.
Yep. Kevin Norton now facing Ethan Baulkham. He singled in the bottom of the first, singled in the bottom of the second.
Yeah,
2 for 2.
Ain't too bad.
Not too bad at all. He watches that one go by for strike one.
And for UNC Pembroke, there's some pride on the line. The team that won the regular season and the tournament championship for your conference has been bounced out. So between you and Columbus State, who's 2-0 in this tournament, you're the only two representing your conference.
I'll tell you what, Columbus State seems like the hottest team to me right now. I mean, they just
absolutely managed. They managed to knock off a 38-13 UNC Pembroke team, then went up against North Greenville 44-8.
Yep.
Knocked them off 4-3.
They are really hot right now. A big swing and a big miss for strike two.
2 big wins. Belmont Abbey, not too shabby themselves. Had to walk off against Wingate.
And Belmont Abbey and Columbus State, that's tonight.
And that'll be the nightcap after this game.
That's going to be a great game.
Pretty good game. Belmont Abbey had a 5-4 victory, walk off against Wingate in 10. Handily took care of Lincoln Memorial, but that was up until almost 2 a.m.
You don't say.
I mean, it's not like we were here or anything.
Yeah, no kidding. 0-2 count. Swung on. Hard hit down the third baseline foul. Ethan Baulkham trying to pick up his third hit of the afternoon, only in the bottom of the fourth inning so far.
But this Southeast Regional, we talk about these 3 conferences that are represented, the SAC, the Peach Belt, and Conference Carolinas. Both Conference Carolina schools still in it, 2 Peach Belt left. Lincoln Memorial, the only SAC school left.
1-2 count. Light breeze picking up here in Tigerville, and just what has been a beautiful day so far. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, fouled off, and Kevin Norton will have to throw one more. Alan, what's Norton up to now?
Norton's sitting out at 58 right now.
And he did not start the game.
Yeah.
Oh.
24 out of the starter to get a third of an inning, then 58 in relief to get.
That's crazy.
What is that, 2 2/3 innings down?
Yep. Here's the pitch. Bounces in, and it's going to be a throw down to second. Throws in time, but the ball came out of the glove.
Had the tag.
He did.
Had the tag, had him beat. Ball just didn't stick with him.
Just kind of popped out, didn't it? So that's a good stolen base for Trevor Clemens. He is now 16 of 18 in the stolen base category on the season.
That ain't too bad.
That's very good. Very good. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs in the inning. Lincoln Memorial trying to get that first out. Swung on, hit hard down the third base line into the batting cages. Those are some nice batting cages over there.
Yeah, a bunch of improvements, some upgrades, and a lot of stuff coming out here to Rainbow Diller Field at Ashmore Park.
If you hadn't seen the new paintings, though, when you walk in, it is phenomenal. What it's going to look like, it is just.
And just give it time. Like, Cole, we joke about how long it takes to build things, but all these upgrades happen, we kid you not, within 6 months.
Yep, here's a hit into left field, a base hit. The runner will go to third. That's Clemens, and the corners are covered, and a nice hit by Baulkham. Ethan Baulkham on first. That brings up Trey Jacobs, the sophomore. Back in the bottom of the second, he doubled. He singled in the bottom of the first, so he is 2 for 2.
And going to be a conversation around Norton here.
This might be the end of it, and I believe it
And
will
it
be.
is.
So, Kevin Norton, his day comes to an end.
Yeah, and that's going to be it. And just like you said, it's going to be it for Norton. 2 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Gave up 2 doubles, 61 pitches.
.61 pitches for Norton. Trying to see who the new pitcher is.
And we're going to find out here before too long.
I thought it
It's
had
number 2.
and I don't have a number 2. Let me look. I don't know. On my Lincoln Memorial roster, I do not have a number 2.
Well, we can always wait on the live stats.
Yep. I'll have to do that.
But while we're waiting on this, going to take a second and see what's going on in the rest of the tournament.
Yeah,
The other 7 tournament sites out in the Atlantic. One team's been bounced out of the tournament. Number 30, Shepherd, took a 4-0 loss to Seton Hill on Thursday before getting bounced 5-4 in 11 innings to Shepherd on Friday. No games have started so far out in the Atlantic for today. Some good games coming out of that. And got to see out here in the Central. Pittsburgh State, the 4 seed in that tournament, got bounced out. And also, it looks like Emporia State, the 8 seed, got bounced out as well.
How about that?
So 2 down for them right now.
Still waiting on the name of the pitcher, the new pitcher, number 2. Now I've looked on the lineup and the roster. And it's probably a number change, I would assume, but
I'd assume it's a number change, and
I just I do not see.
And we'll let you know as soon as we know.
Back with you here in the bottom of the 4th. Alan, we were told who it was. Warabito is, I believe, who they said, but I still don't see him on the roster.
Yeah, and that's what they're checking right now with the coaching staff.
The umpires are meeting, and they're probably saying the same thing. They don't see his name on the roster.
Yeah, and that's the problem. You're broken down to a 25-man roster for these regionals, and if you don't list the name,
oh boy, and
that could be some big trouble.
he is not on the roster, so
At least the rosters we've received, he's not on it, and he's
unless we received a roster that was not updated. And it looks like that is the case.
looks like the issue's been resolved. So
Warabito, I believe, is the correct pronunciation. If it's wrong, we'll correct it as soon as we find out the correct name.
that's what I'm.
So a new pitcher, nonetheless, for Lincoln Memorial. Trey Jacobs is the batter for the Braves. Corners covered. Clemens and Baulkham both singled. First pitch, Ball one. One-0 count for Warbeto. Here's the 1-0. Just a bit outside for ball two.
Yeah, Morabito coming in 30.1 innings pitched, 41 hits given up, 27 runs, 20 of those earned, 19 walks, 40 strikeouts. Only given up 1 home run, 7 doubles, 2 triples for a 5.93 ERA on the season.
There you go. This one's going to be hit down the third base line. Foul. Runner will have to go back to first. Dominique Morabito. Is a new pitcher. Number 2. So now that we've got him entered, here's his next pitch. It is low for ball 3. Trey Jacobs at the plate. Again, in the bottom of the second, Trey Jacobs doubled, and he singled in the bottom of the first. He is having a great game. Throw to first. Not in time. 3-1 count. If you're just joining us, we are in the bottom of the fourth. Corners covered for the Braves of UNC Pembroke. Trey Jacobs at the plate, and Dominique Morabito on the mound.
Another throw over.
No outs in the inning. A little bit of a rain shower coming down.
Yeah, real light, but
snuck in from behind us, didn't it?
Yeah, it came out of seemingly nowhere.
And that will be ball 4, and the bases are juiced. Jacobs reaches first with a base on balls, and that brings up Jackson.
No outs.
That's right. Luke Jackson. He was walked in his last at bat in the bottom of the second, singled back in the bottom of the first. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Luke Jackson.
Yeah, and we talk about this rain that's coming in real light right now, but really not that much of a problem here on this new turf at Ray and B. Dillard Field. As last 2 days, we played in several torrential downpours.
That's right. A lot worse than this. Here's the first pitch to Luke Jackson. In there for strike 1. This is going to be a tough out for Lincoln Memorial. No outs here in the bottom of the fourth, and the bases are juiced.
Well, if you're Jackson, you know the situation. Morabito is going to have to sit here, and he's not going to give you one low and outside. He's going to throw in, and he's going to throw high, and he's going to try and get you to chase stuff.
This one's going to be fouled off. 0-2 count.
Can't really afford to set one out or in the heart of the plate, score 2-3 runs off of, if not 4.
You got to be careful here if you're Dominique Morabito. Here's the pitch. A low pitch that did not reach the plate, but a swing. And that will be strike 3 as Luke Jackson goes down swinging, the first strikeout for Morabito.
And now they'll bring up Seth Hardings up to the plate. Walked his last time up, I believe. No, Jackson walked his last time up.
He struck out his last time.
Hardings struck out his last time up. But here, good situation if you're Lincoln Memorial. You know, blessing in disguise. Bases are loaded, but that means you got force outs at every base and a double play opportunity right in front of you.
A single for Seth Hardings back in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch. A check swing. Did he go? Called down to the first base umpire. And Trevor Henson says no, he did not.
Yeah, it looked like Hardings checked up on that one. Just enough to get away with it. And Hardings 1 for 2, an RBI and a strikeout has finished his line coming up.
Rain cooled it down for the moment. The humidity will kick back in a little while, I'm sure. And this one's going to hit him, and there will be another run for the Braves. It is now 7-0. This is going to bring up Connor Granger. His last at bat, he struck out right after Hardings. He flew out. He is 0 for 2. He flew out in the bottom of the first. So Granger trying to get something going. An opportune time. 1 out, and the bases are juiced.
I'm technically going to go down 0 for 1 since that flyout was a sac fly.
That's right, and this one's going to be a chopper to third. Picked up a throw home, and I think he's out.
Got him.
He sure did. It was a force, so he didn't have to put the tag down. Just had to get the foot on the bag, and he did.
Yeah, but the problem is if you're behind the plate like Dalton Detus is, you have to not only do you have to have your foot on the bag, but you have to manage to not stand in the baseline.
Yep, and he did. This brings up our friend, our buddy Elijah Helton, who ground rule doubled into the press box that we are in out in center field, right center field. Sent us a souvenir. Rain coming down good now, and Elijah Helton watches it go by. It paints the inside corner for strike 1. In the bottom of the first, Helton popped out.
Rain may be a little hard, but it's a misty, light kind of rain.
And this one's going to hit off of home plate and then hit him. Strike 2, down in the count. And Dominique Morabito ahead, 0-2 count.
And we've seen this entire week. The field drain's fantastic. The only real problem is the all-dirt mound, which is a requirement out of the NCAA. So having to deal with that issue.
Here's a chopper to third, a throw to second in time, and that will be the third and final out. So a grounder from Elijah Helton. And that will end the bottom of the fourth, as we will have 1 run off of 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left on. We head to the top of the 5th in the nice rain shower here in Tigerville on the North Greenville Sports Network.
And back here on the North Greenville Sports Network, just tacking in a couple more scores around the country. Finishing up the central region. Some other teams getting bounced out. Oklahoma Baptist taking 2 losses, so they're out of that region. Looking out for the East, number 6 seed Merrimack in the tournament got bounced out. And they're the only one so far, it seems, to go out of the East. Then, a bit of a conversation. Then a bit more.
I got a souvenir.
Then a bit more out of the Midwest.
Hey, Helton tried to hit me.
Bit more out of the Midwest. Hillsdale also becoming one of the teams to fall out of that region.
Thanks for those scores. All kind of scores across the country.
Not even done.
Not even done. Keep going.
Yeah, let's get some at bats in.
1-0 count. A big swing there and a big miss. Trying to get something going now is Mason Ewers.
And another team falling out of the Midwest, Bellarmine, falling to Quincy today.
All right.
2 seed in that tournament.
This one will be fouled off. Ewers struck out his last at bat. He is 0 for 1 on the day. And this one's a chopper foul behind the batter's box. Count 1-2. No outs here in the top of the 5th.
And also in the Midwest, Northwood getting bounced out early on Friday, so 3 teams already out of the Midwest. Florida, the southern region, finally getting some games in. Took long enough after everything that came down to it.
That pitch is low for ball 2.
And crazy enough, out of the south, still been dodging more rain than us, and no one's been eliminated yet. Working on their 5th game.
Time to come up here and play on this turf.
Might as well.
2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Ewers awaits the pitch. It's going to be hit down the third baseline foul. Still in the game is Landon Smith, the freshman. Doing a good job for the Braves. He has really been on, only giving up 2 hits through these first few innings. How about the performance of him?
Been a fantastic outing.
Mm-hmm. Here's the 2-2. Way inside, ball 3. Ewers lays off. Next pitch, swung on, hit. Shallow right center field, and it is going to get down over the right fielder's head. He's going to go to Ewers, safe at second. Look at that slide. I tell you, that wet turf, you can really go for a slide. And a double for Ewers.
And that's something we've been talking about all season here on the North Greenville Sports Network out at Ray and B. Dillard Field. Just first all-turf baseball field in the state of South Carolina.
Yep.
It's still a rarity across the U.S., period. And that turf bounce that these guys normally playing on grass expect something different than they get on some of these loopers into shallow outfield spots. Ends up bouncing over the head of the center fielder.
Joe Stuckey, second baseman, to the plate now. He grounded out his last at bat. Rain still coming down. A runner on second, no out. Stuckey watches that one go by for strike 1. Oh, 1 count. Delivery, swung on, hit. Deep left field. This one's going back. It's going to hang up near the warning track and caught at the warning track. No advance, and that will be a nice catch out in left field from Mason. Excuse me. I was reading the wrong roster from Luke Jackson, the junior.
And Jackson, real composed, easily could have been a bit further. Rain really aids in situations like that.
So 1 out, 1 runner on, and that brings up Dalton Detus, the sophomore catcher. And his last at bat, he doubled. 1 for 1 is Detus. First pitch to him is a ball.
And a couple more scores out of the South Central. Charlton State, the 6th seed in that tournament. Only one bounced out so far in their 6-team bracket.
Detus waiting on the 1-0. A little bit low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Detus checks back in and gets set back in the batter's box.
And also one team out of the West gets knocked out. 6 seed Chico State knocked out in 2 games.
So a 3-0 count. Still a runner on second. Bottom of the 5th inning. Excuse me, top of the 5th inning. This one will be a called strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. 3-1 count with 1 out. Dalton Detus trying to get the goose egg off the board for Lincoln Memorial. A base hit will do that. There's a chopper. Short. Picked up. A throw to first in time for out number 2.
But does move the runner to third.
You're right. Ewers is at third now.
Now here's the situation for UNCP. Landon Smith just threw his 70th pitch to get that ground out through 4 2/3. So
let him keep rolling.
We've seen pitchers easily get over 100, 120. We've seen what was that out of Perez Knowles?
153.
153.
Listen, the way that Landon Smith is pitching and the lead they have, I'd let him go until he says, take me out. Especially if you're going to be playing to save the rest of that bullpen. First pitch to Seth Hunt. Hit down the third baseline fair. That'll score a run. Lincoln Memorial breaks the ice and gets on the board. 1 RBI single for Seth Hunt.
And that's exactly what the Railsplitters really needed out of that. Needed something.
Yep.
Anything to make them get that goose egg off the board. Still down 6, but not insurmountable.
Hey, better than 7. Will Reddick to the plate now in his last at bat in the top of the 3rd. He was walked, and in the top of the 1st, he flew out to right field. Still looking for something is Will Reddick.
And you mentioned UNCP trying to save the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
If they do manage to win this game, there's out of the losers bracket, obviously you're going to have worse odds out of the winners bracket. Even if Lincoln or UNCP manages to win this game right here, they still have to win 2 tomorrow and 2 on Monday.
Yep. Just like North Greenville does.
Obviously, the best draw is going to come out of whoever wins out of Columbus State and Belmont Abbey.
Yep.
Only have to win 2.
1-0 pitch is fouled off, brings the count to 1-1.
And not to mention, whoever wins that game does get a day off.
That's huge. That's why that was so important to win that game yesterday, and Columbus State did just that. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The Railsplitters trying to get another run here in the top of the 5th. A big swing and a big miss. That will be strike 2.
Just golfed at that one.
No doubt.
Was that a 9-iron?
Looked like it. Trying to get it out of the pit. A 1-2 count. 1 more strike will retire the side and send us to the bottom of the 5th. One, 2 count. Throw back to first. This inning has slowed down a good bit. Will Reddick awaits the 1-2. Low, and this is going to be another stolen base. And how about that? Seth Hunt successfully gets on second base, a runner in scoring position. So another base hit will make this a 5-run game.
And you've got time if you're the Railsplitters. Just start chipping away at it, getting what you can.
And you get a run here, make it a 5-run game. That's big.
As soon as you start branching it down, 5 runs, 4 runs, 3 runs, it starts getting easier and easier. Plus, you start getting momentum on your side. Things looking a little more dire for Landon Smith here. Struggling to find the strike zone.
Full count. Payoff pitch from Landon Smith on the way. A big swing and a big miss. And Will Reddick, goes down swinging on the strikeout. That will end the top of the 5th. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and just 1 left on base.
Yes.
So we will head to the bottom of the 5th. Due up for the Braves, Mobley, Rivera, Clemens, when we come back on the North Greenville Sports Network. Jared Mobley leads off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Mobley, in his last at bat, came in the bottom of the 3rd. He flew out. Before that, he had a bat in the bottom of the 2nd where he flew out.
Just about lost that bat itself.
That's right. We've seen too many of those today. 0-1 count for Mobley. That one did not find the zone. That'll bring the count to 1-1. Dominique Morbito still on the mound for the Railsplitters of Lincoln Memorial. That's a big swing, a big cut, and strike 2. One-two count. Another big swing, gets away from the catcher, and he might make it to first. A throw down, and it is going to be in time.
And just barely so, but
no kidding.
Managed to make that one work.
So that'll go as a...
That's technically a strikeout.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Here we go. This brings up the top of the lineup, Roberto Rivera, senior. Last at bat for him came in the bottom of the 3rd. He flew out or grounded out to 2nd. In the bottom of the 2nd, he grounded out to 2nd. In the bottom of the 1st, he got on with a double and then got called on a pickoff move. And he watches that first pitch go by for strike 1. 4th at bat for Rivera.
Yeah, and we're 3 times through the lineup.
Yep, bottom of the 5th.
Crazy stuff right there, but try this one on for sizes. This
Here's
one's
one
dribbled up.
right up to the shortstop. A throw to first in time, and another ground out. The 3rd ground out for Rivera.
Yeah, but try this one on for size. Guess how many different Braves have a hit in this game?
Ooh.
Out of the 9 batsmen, how many have a hit?
I'd say 8.
7.
7. One too high.
Yeah,
Close.
Rivera's 1 for 4. Clemens is 2 for 3. Baulkham's 3 for 3. Jacobs 2 for 2. Jackson 1 for 2. Harding's 1 for 2. Granger 0 for 2. Helton 1 for 3. And Mobley 0 for 3.
Clemens to the plate now. That is going to be Trevor Clemens, the freshman.
Does have 3 of the 7 runs.
Yep. Catcher, number 9. And his last at bat singled in the bottom of the 4th. Walked in the bottom of the 2nd. and singled in the bottom of the first.
Not to mention 2 different stolen bases.
Very nice day for him. Watches that one go by for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Two balls, 1 strike. Dominique Morabito with the 2-1. Just off the outside corner for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. This one's going to get in there for a strike. That brings the count to 3-2. Full count. Payoff pitch. Swing, a miss, strikeout. The second one of the inning. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 0 left on base. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Due up, Adams, Salvi, Wages, all up next on the North Greenville Sports Network. Tyler Adams to lead off here in the top of the 6th inning. Cole Bryce and Alan Ellis with you on a beautiful afternoon. Game 2, as we are about to approach 5 o'clock here in game number 2 of day 3 of the Southeast Division II NCAA Regionals. Score 7-1 if you're just joining us. The Braves of UNC Pembroke are on top of Lincoln Memorial. Lincoln Memorial came into this game 36-20, 15-12 in the conference. UNC Pembroke 38-14, 7-12 in their conference. Tyler Adams faced with an 0-2. This one's going to be fouled off. Count remains 0-2. Adams grounded out back in the top of the 3rd and grounded to 3rd in the top of the 1st. 0-2 is Tyler Adams. I believe Columbus State just rolled in.
Yeah, scouting out. If you're Columbus State or Belmont Abbey for that matter, kind of a bit of a weird situation in the winners bracket. You know, a lot of times in regionals you'll come scope out the competition, see who you're going to be up against,
and this one's going to be hit right up the middle. First base hit of the day for Tyler Adams. A single. One of the best hitters on this team finally gets on. And that brings up Salvi, Chris Salvi, the first baseman. Came into the game hitting 323. And his last at bat in the top of the 4th, he grounded out, struck out in the top of the 2nd. 0-2 is Salvi.
But just to finish the thought, a bit of a weird situation if you're Columbus State or Belmont Abbey. You come In regionals, you typically scope out your competition. You come watch other games. But there's still 3 teams you could be playing up against.
Yeah, hard to know who you're going to be playing.
Got to take mental notes on whoever you can see.
Adams on first. Time is called. Salvi will step out. Salvi's a pretty big guy, 6'4", 290. He'll swing at that one, put it over the wall and left field over the scoreboard, the deepest one of the day. That was a no-doubter from Chris Salvi. What a hit, and that is going to be his 12th home run of the season. Ties Tyler Adams, and now in first with Tyler Adams and 12 home runs on this Lincoln Memorial team.
And you look, and all of a sudden, it's a 4-run game.
What we talk about?
You just got to piece it out piece by piece. You don't have to get them all at once, but you are running out of time here in the middle stages of the game.
How about that?
But you said, I know you were just about ready to say it. Big guy at the plate usually swings with power.
And boom.
That might be the hardest one we've seen all week.
I said 6'4", 290, and about that time,
it was gone.
Salvi just put it over the wall. And that one was the longest one we've seen all weekend. There's no doubt. It went over the trees. It cleared.
Well, we've seen one land in the trees.
Yep.
We haven't seen one go over the trees.
Wow.
There's a pair of dorms over there just about hit.
Wages watched that first one go by for strike one.
And here you are. If you're the Railsplitters, no outs. You've just plated 2, and you've got the Braves on the back foot. Just a little bit. Landon Smith creeping up in the pitch count just through his 85th.
He'll go down and talk to his catcher. That is Trevor Clemens. Clemens will walk out to the mound. And not a bad day at all for Landon Smith. Joe Bobiak was pulled early for Lincoln Memorial, replaced by Kevin Norton, and now Dominique Morbido.
Yeah, and if you're Landon Smith, you're not doing too bad for yourself right now. You've thrown 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs. They're all earned, but give a 1 walk, struck out 4, 2 doubles, and a home run.
How about that bomb by Salvi? And you said it, cut this lead to a 4-run game. Wages waiting on his pitch. Here's the 1-1. High for ball 2.
Yeah, and if UNCP's got to be looking at this 1 run and you're in a save situation.
Yep. Wages flew out to left field in the top of the 4th. Popped out in the top of the 2nd, and this one's going to be left field.
Shallow
Might
left.
be trouble.
Shallow right there.
Shallow right. Got them mixed up.
Yeah.
And the right fielder does a good job of making the play on it. That is going to be Ethan Baulkham, the sophomore.
Yeah, it gets a bit confusing when you're broadcasting from right field.
Yep.
Everything's backwards.
Ethan Baulkham with a nice catch. The first out of the inning. And that brings up Nate Stinson. He struck out his last at bat back in the top of the 4th. Before that, he singled in the top of the 2nd. He watches the first one go by for ball 1. One-0. That one falls in. A beautiful off-speed pitch for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Pitch high and outside, ball 2.
And if you're on this Braves coaching staff, you've got to be thinking, when do you pull Smith? When is the time?
This one's going to be a foul off. I tell you what, right now I'm not even thinking about it. The bases are clear.
Bases are clear in this whole situation. It's only been 5. It's been 5 1/3 innings. He's creeping up in the pitch count. He's closing
What's
in
he
on
at now?
91.
All right.
Creeping up there, but
If I'm the coach for Lincoln Memorial, when he gets to 100, if I'm six eye, I say, tell me when he gets to 100 and we'll talk about it. because he is
and
just,
that's about what I'm thinking back here. It's just he's pitched very well. He may have given up a 2-run homer just now, but
he's pitched well. Down the first base line. That one goes foul.
there's a lot of power, and all 7 teams are out that were out in this regional. NCAA touted this one as arguably the hardest one
There's
to
no
come
doubt.
out of 4 top 25 teams in this regional.
Yeah, this one was a tough one. There is no doubt about it. Throw, swung on, hit. That's just a long strike.
And also, you gotta think. So some of these teams came out of here. UNCP got a large bit out of the Peach Belt after a really, really good season, 38 wins, just shy of the 40-win mark. And then that one's a walk.
Yep, that is going to be low. Stinson will take his base, and that brings up Ewers.
Now batting for Lincoln Memorial, number 20.
Mason Ewers.
And if you're Lincoln Memorial, you've got to be thinking you've been tagged as an underdog most of the season. 35-19, not a bad outing at all season long. But problem was 15-12 in the SAC, ended up 4th in the regular season rankings. Came from a 4 seed to win the tournament and steal the automatic bid.
Trevor Clemens comes out to talk to his pitcher, Landon Smith. And Mason Ewers, back in the top of the 5th, doubled. Before that, struck out in the top of the 2nd. And now we will have a coach come out, and that looks like it may be Coach Paul O'Neill. Are they going to pull Landon Smith?
That's the question we've been asking.
It doesn't look like it.
It's got to be coming close.
Yep, it's got to be. But if you'd have pulled him, you'd have think he'd already sent him to the dugout.
You would think so. And also, you got to be thinking if you're Lincoln Memorial, you've got a feeling a bit disrespected to be the 7 seed to begin with. Ended up winning the SAC, but we're the 7 seed under the 6 seed who didn't win the tournament or steal the bid. Wingate with less overall wins ended up as the 6 seed, getting bounced out yesterday.
So Landon Smith will stay on the mound for the Braves of UNC Pembroke. We are in the top of the 6th inning, as we have just passed the 5 o'clock mark here in Tigerville, South Carolina. Pitch, swing, miss, strike 1. That's a big swing from Mason Ewers. Mason Ewers now faced with an 0-1. A good pitch from Landon Smith. Smith has a runner on first. That's Stinson. He throws. This one's hit. Right field, it's going to hang up. And it is going to be Ethan Baulkham who makes the catch in right field for out number 2. Nice play by Baulkham. He's had several of those today.
That conversation calming down.
Now batting for Lincoln Memorial, number 1, Joe Stuckey.
Yeah, it sure did. Landon Smith
Yeah, Landon
seems calm.
on down, closing in on 100 pitches here. 3 away from reaching that mark.
So Stuckey due up. In his last at bat, he flew out. That was in the top of the 5th. In the top of the 3rd, he grounded out. This one's going to be popped up down the first base line. And that will be foul. Joe Stuckey, number 1, the second baseman for the Lincoln Memorial Railsplitters. They are in their road blue white pants. UNC Pembroke all white, black caps.
I got to say, I love both these jerseys.
They're pretty.
I just got to say.
They are pretty, and that one will be strike number 2, a strike away from retiring the side. Landon Smith's had a little bit of a rough inning, but One more strike and he can get out of it. A grounder. Picked up. A flip to second in time, and a nice flip by Seth Hardings. He flips it to Jarrett Mobley. So we will go to the bottom of the 6th. In that inning, there were, man, I do my math this time. 3 runs, is that right?
Should be 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left on.
So there is the stat line as we had a home run by Salvi. Due up for UNC Pembroke is going to be Baulkham, Jacobs, and Jackson, all in the bottom of the 6th here on the North Greenville Sports Network. We are back in the bottom of the 6th inning between Lincoln Memorial and UNC Pembroke. Due up, Baulkham, Jacob, and Jackson for the Braves. First one fouled off. Ethan Baulkham, the sophomore, his last at bat in the bottom of the 4th. He singled.
I mean, it's not like he has a perfect day going or anything. 3 for 3,
Yep.
2 runs and an RBI.
Bottom of the 2nd, he singled. And bottom of the 1st, Allen.
He singled.
He singled. A big swing there. Strike 2. Not off to a good start in this at bat. 3 for 3 is Ethan Baulkham, the sophomore. Such a young lineup.
Nice
This
hit.
one's going to be hit in left field for a base hit.
Let's make it 4 for 4.
And Ethan Baulkham,
Single.
4 for 4. Look at this lineup for UNC Pembroke. A senior in Rivera, a freshman in Clemens, a sophomore in Baulkham, a sophomore in Jacobs, a junior in Jackson, a sophomore in Hardings, a freshman in Granger, a junior in Helton, and a sophomore in Mobley. There's one senior in this lineup.
Yeah, and a nice even spread across the back between sophomores and juniors. Nice freshman tag in there.
This is a good team. It really is.
Good talent. That's a testament to sustained talent when you don't see a lot of seniors in any lineup.
And a lot of young talent that just is having to start a freshman pitcher, a freshman catcher starting in the regionals.
I mean, if you're gonna put 2 freshmen, if I'm gonna put 2 freshmen on the field, I'm gonna make sure they're the pitcher and the catcher, and they're both with each other.
So Trey Jacobs to the plate now, and his last at bat he got on with a walk back in the bottom of the 4th. In the bottom of the 2nd, he doubled, and in the bottom of the 1st, he singled.
Yeah, also perfect for Trey Jacobs.
Yep. Coming into the game, he was hitting .416 coming into this game. 0-1 count.
Don't worry, no one else is perfect.
That's right. Throw back to first. Baulkham in time. He is safe. So Lincoln Memorial trying to get the first out of the inning. Delivery from Dominique Morabito in there, and it is going to be, well, I thought it was in there, but it's just a bit outside for ball 1.
Yeah, just a little too far over.
Jacobs digs back in. Left-handed batter is Trey Jacobs. Here's the 1-1. Morabito taking his time. I'd step out of the batter's box if Jacobs finally does. I just would not stand there facing a pitcher that long.
Yeah, but if I'm in Jacobs' shoes, he did exactly what you're going to attempt to do. You're going to try and call time as Morabito's finally starting to get into his pitching motion, trying to waste a pitch out of him.
There he goes again. This one hit to second. A flip to short. Tag second. Throw to first. In time, the double play, and that all started with a hit to Joe Stuckey. He flipped it to Tyler Adams, and Tyler Adams throws to Chris Salvi. A nice double play to record 2 outs, and that brings up Luke Jackson.
Your classic 4-6-3 double play.
I love it. Jackson struck out in the bottom of the 4th, walked in the bottom of the 2nd, and singled in the bottom of the 1st. All of the above, just about. He watches that one go by. A nice pitch for strike 1. This one's going to be hit foul down the third base line. There was a double play this inning. That is where Baulkham got into a little bit of a trouble trying to get to second. And they got Jacobs at first. A big swing, and that is going to be strike number 3. Another strikeout. Morabito not looking bad, so we will head to the top of the 7th. And that is going to be no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 0 left on base as Lincoln Memorial will have Stuckey, Detus, and Hunt due up. We will head to the top of the 7th. Up next on the North Greenville Sports Network. Dalton Datus up to the plate for Lincoln Memorial here to start off the inning. We are in the top of the 7th. Making our way home here in Tigerville, South Carolina. 7-3 score as the Braves are on top of the Railsplitters. Still on the mound is Landon Smith, the freshman, just absolutely going at it. Not giving up yet.
Just going at it. 101 pitches as that ball just fell out.
Nice. Very nice. 1-0 count. That one's going to find the zone for strike 1. One ball, 1 strike. Datus at the plate. He watches that go by. A good eye there by Dalton. 4-2. His last at bat, grounded out to shortstop in the top of the 5th. Top of the 3rd, he had a double. And this one's going to be another ball, 3 balls and 1 strike. Landon Smith trying to get out Dalton Datus. Landon Smith with a 3-1. Lifted. High into center field. Rivera will get a beat on it, and he will make the out. That brings up top of the order, Seth Hunt, the junior. Number 20, the center fielder, and Seth Hunt's last at bat. That came in the top of the 5th inning where he singled before that. In the top of the 3rd, he flew out to center field. And to start the game, he grounded out to short. Seth Hunt trying to get something going for the Railsplitters. Pitch, swung on, hit. Deep right field, plenty of room. And that is a nice catch by Ethan Baulkham.
Took 6 pitches to record 2 outs for Landon Smith.
Here's Will Reddick. Will Reddick, in his last at bat, struck out back in the top of the 5th. Before that, reached on a base on balls in the top of the 3rd, and in the top of the 1st, he flew out to right field. So 2 flyouts here in this inning. One to center field, that was Datus. Hunt flies out to right field. First pitch to him is a strike. Big swing there and a foul ball. That brings the count to 0-2, so a good, really good inning from Landon Smith. He is just a strike away from retiring the side. Top of the 7th. Landon Smith looks down. Here's the 0-2. Swing, fouled off down the first base line. Count remains 0-2. Landon Smith up over 100 pitches. He has allowed 3 runs off of 6 hits in today's game. Chopper. Charging is Hardings. A flip to first in time, and Connor Granger will make the catch to retire the side. And a good inning for Landon Smith. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base. We head to the bottom of the 7th. We're due up. We have Hardings, Granger, and Helton for the Braves of UNC Pembroke. Bottom of the 7th up next on the North Greenville Sports Network. We are back in the bottom of the 7th inning here in Tigerville, South Carolina. Seth Hardings, the sophomore, leads things off. Here in the bottom half of the inning, Dominique Morbido still on the mound for Lincoln Memorial. Hardings was hit by a pitch back in the bottom of the 4th. Before that, in the bottom of the 2nd, he struck out and singled in the bottom of the 1st. 0-1 pitch to him. Fouls it off, and a quick 0-2 count for Dominique Morbido. UNC Pembroke is the home team here in the bottom of the 7th. A big swing, and that's going to be down the third base line in the batting cages. Foul ball.
Had the right idea, had launch angle and everything, was
Yep.
just not in the right location.
Still 0-2. Morabito.
Nice
Throws.
snag.
Check swing, but just a little bit outside. Ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. No outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Morabito, same exact location for ball 2. I don't know if he's trying to get on chase. It looks like he's just losing his location a little bit there. This one's going to be hit left center field, and it's going to fall into the glove of Seth Hunt.
And Hunt's been making plays in center field this entire tournament. Robbed the home run last night.
That's right. Forgot about that. That was a big one, wasn't it?
I mean, you look at that final score, Belmont Abbey wins 15-3, but it easily could have been 18-20 had it not been for that.
Yep. Lincoln Memorial trying not to lose 2 in a row. This is Granger. Connor Granger, the freshman.
One of 2 Braves on this lineup not to have a hit today.
That's a pretty good problem to have. Only 2 without a hit.
But does have an RBI.
How about that?
Had a sac fly back earlier in the game.
One ball, 2 strikes. Connor Granger, the freshman, trying to add more to this 7-3 lead. This is chopper foul down the third base line. 1-2 count. Dominic Morabito has done a good job of not allowing Lincoln Memorial to have, not allowing UNC Pembroke to not have too many more big innings. Swung on, hit. Shallow right field, and it's drifting, and it is going to be caught by Will Reddick to the second out. That's a fly out to right field. Now we can see if we can get one to left. We've had a fly out to center field, and now one to right. That brings up Elijah Helton. His last at bat, he grounded out back in the bottom of the 4th. Before that, a ground rule double. A big swing there. That ground rule double was back in the bottom of the 3rd, and he popped up in the bottom of the 1st. 0-1 count. A big swing from Elijah Helton, and what a pretty pitch by Dominique Morabito. Morabito fires another big swing and another strikeout. How about Morabito finding a groove for Lincoln Memorial? So 3 up, 3 down, 0 runs, 0 hits, 0 errors, and none left on base as we head to the top of the 8th inning. The Braves have Adams, Salvey, Wages, all coming up in the top of the 8th right here on the North Greenville Sports Network. First pitch.
Down in the dirt.
Absolutely. Ball 1. Here in the top of the 8th inning. Tyler Adams at the plate.
Yeah, LMU able to get UNCP down in order.
And Adams singled back in the top of the 6th.
And
before that
led up to Salvy's.
That's right, the big home run.
2-run homer.
Adams grounded out in the top of the 3rd. And then the top of the 1st, he grounded out to 3rd. This one's going to be a ground out. No, it's going to get through the gap. A base hit for Tyler Adams, a single. And setting up nicely once again, the trailing Railsplitters.
And that's got to be deja vu if you're UNCP.
Yeah, this thing's not over yet.
No, it's not over. You know it's not over. And the last time this exact same situation happened, no outs, 1 man on. Salvy came up and hit a 2-run bomb over left field.
He sure did. So he could
easily cut this to a 2-run deficit. And that's the conversation they're having at the mound.
That's right, a conversation at the mound.
And that's the day.
That's going to do it for Landon Smith. What a day he had. Alan, numbers on him?
And no kidding, 7 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Does have 2 wild pitches, really didn't help him out there. 2 doubles, gave up that home run in the 6th. 113 pitches.
A great day for Landon Smith. We are in the top of the 8th, and I think it's a good time to pull him because Salvy is at the plate.
Yeah, that's the exact situation. Salvy, he's 1 for 3, but he has a home run with 2 RBIs a run.
Well, it's like I said earlier, Alan, you got to be careful because when you look at him, he's the guy that goes 6'4", 290, and he has the power.
He has that MLB-style body where you're like the ALDH kind of body.
He's got the power, that's for sure.
And that's going to send number 21, Hank Simpson, to the mound for UNCP in relief.
Hank Simpson, 6'8", 190. A junior out of Holly Springs, North Carolina. Holly Springs High School. Every bit of 6'8" is Hank Simpson.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow.
Big boy.
Just a huge, huge pitcher. So a new pitcher. But what a good day, Alan, from Landon Smith.
Excellent outing. Did everything he was asked to do. So that's going to bring this up. Top of the 8th.
Here's Salvy. Adams singled. And as you may know, Salvy had a big home run back in the top of the 6th. Salvy at the plate. First pitch, swung on, and it is going to be in right field. A base hit, and it's going to be off the glove, and that might be 2 for Salvy. Can he get around? And it's going to be a play at second. Salvy's safe, and a run goes home, and an RBI double for Salvy.
1 pitch, another extra base hit. And that scores all the way from first for Tyler Adams.
Ethan Baulkham could not get his glove on that.
And there's that turf bounce once again.
Wow.
Coming to bite UNC Pembroke.
Look at the big guy on second. So a double. This will bring Wages up to the plate. Timmy Wages, the senior. First pitch to him, outside for ball 1. 1-0 count. Wages in his last at bat flew out. Top of the 6th inning.
It's 0 for 3.
Yep, top of the 4th. Flew out to left field and popped out in the top of the 2nd. Trying to get something going. 1 ball, 1 strike. Belmont Abbey has arrived here at Ray and B. Dillard Field at Ashmore Park. Crusaders getting stretched out over beside the hitting cages. 1-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. A big pitch from the new pitcher.
And that's going to go down as a single to right field for Salvi, and then advancing to second on an error by Baulkham.
This one's going to be hit to short. A long throw to first. The scoop
Is in time.
for the out. How about that?
Does advance the runner over to third, though.
Now batting for Lincoln Memorial.
Hank Simpson.
Actually, no, he stays put at second.
Yeah, he stays at second. Hank Simpson is the new pitcher, in case you missed that. He is a new pitcher for UNC Pembroke. He is number 21. 1 out in the inning. That brings up Nate Stinson. Swung on, hit the third, picked up, looks at second, throws in time, and that will be the second out. A throw back to third. Not in time.
Got the out that they could and then tried to get the other one.
2 outs.
So 2 outs. Runners at third in this elimination game.
Mason Ewers to the plate now. Again, 2 outs, and it is 7-4. 12 hits for the Braves. 8 for the Railsplitters of Lincoln Memorial. Runner on third. Mason Ewers at the plate. Hank Simpson fires way outside, but a great job to block that one and not let it get behind him by Trevor Clemens.
And absolutely a nice job by Clemens. If that gets too far by, the Railsplitters have plated their 5th run unanswered.
1-0. Outside again, 2-0. Top of the 8th inning. Hank throws, and it hits him. That is Mason Ewers, hit by a pitch. That brings up Stuckey.
That's Ewers on board for the 2nd time today.
Joe Stuckey
Now batting for Lincoln
will come up, and he reached on a fielder's choice last time in the top of the 6th. Before that, flew out in the top of the 5th. Grounded out in the top of the 3rd. So let's see if Stuckey can get something going.
That one bounces away.
It does, and a run is going to score. How about that? Chris Salvi comes in, and it is how about
It's
this,
7-5.
ladies and gentlemen? It is a 2-run game. So Stuckey is still at the plate. A 1-0 count as that ball bounced away. Hank Simpson letting this thing get a little bit closer. And by the way, if you're just tuning in, this is an elimination game.
Not to mention right here, Stuckey at the plate, but now Ewers moves into scoring position. Two outs. UNC Pembroke going to need to do something here. That's 5 unanswered runs for the Railsplitters.
First pitch way outside, or next pitch is way outside. Pardon me.
That should be the second.
Yep, 2-0. Stuckey trying to keep the offense going. A runner on second. A base hit will make this a one-run game. How about Lincoln Memorial fighting their way back in this thing? Way outside again, Hank Simpson is struggling to find the strike zone. 3-0 count. No strikes for Hank Simpson in this at bat. .30 pitch from Simpson to Stuckey on the way. Strike one.
It's a 3-0 count if you're a batter. It's not that you're hard pressed to not swing, but it just makes sense to make the pitcher throw it in the zone, force him to make the mistake.
Wouldn't swing unless it's on a tee. Here's the 3-1. It's going to be hit in left field. This one's going to drift foul at the fence, and it is going to be caught. What a play in left field. How about that catch from Luke Jackson? A very nice catch. So in this inning, we'll have 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Coming up for Pembroke, it'll be Mobley, Rivera, and Clemens in the bottom of the 8th, right here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, we are trying to make the turn for home in this ball game. Up to the plate, number 13, Jarrett Mobley, the sophomore. First pitch, swung on, hit left field, and it is going to be a 1 pitch, 1 out. Nice catch by Mason Ewers.
And that's the 50th pitch thrown out by Morabito.
Now batting for the Braves, number 2, Roberto Rivera.
Roberto Rivera for the Braves, due up. 1 out in the inning.
And with that, Mobley lining out, still 1 of 2, the other being Granger in that Pembroke lineup without a hit.
Rivera grounded out shortstop in the bottom of the 5th as he watches that one go by. Back in the bottom of the 3rd, he grounded out the 2nd. In the bottom of the 2nd, he grounded out the 2nd. And in the bottom of the 1st, he doubled but got caught on a pickoff move going to 2nd. This one's going to find the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And just a bit of a recap in this game. UNC Pembroke scored 4 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th for their 7 runs. Woo! As that one comes in and hits Rivera.
Hit by pitch is Rivera, so Pembroke gets a runner on, and that brings up Trevor Clemens, the freshman. His last at bat in the bottom of the 5th. He struck out, singled in the bottom of the 4th, walked in the bottom of the 2nd, and singled in the bottom of the 1st. Came into this game as a freshman, hitting .354 on the season, 64 hits, 2 home runs, and 31 RBIs.
And just to finish up everything else, UNC Pembroke had a 7-0 lead after the bottom of the fourth, but then 1 in the fifth, 2 in the second, and 2 in the eighth. Lincoln Memorial's made this a game 7-5.
Lincoln Memorial has cut it close. A throw back to first. Rivera gets there, and he is safe at first. First pitch to Trevor Clemens on the way. A little bit outside. Rivera had a nice lead at first, but goes back. Ball 1. And we are going to have a meeting at the mound, and here comes Coach Sixeye, I believe. Oh, that is not Coach Sixeye. That's Coach Haywood. So they'll have a meeting at the mound. I think Dominic Morabito will stay in the ball game, but there is some action going on in the bullpen for Lincoln Memorial. Lincoln Memorial, Allen, will have one more shot in the top of the ninth to try to come back. If they cannot, we'll end this thing in the middle of the ninth.
And that's going to be what this is going to come down to. Adidas 1 for 3 with a double. Hunt 1 for 4 with a single, and Reddick is 0 for 3. So those three are going to need to put together some sort of production to try and catch up and then get ahead of UNCP.
1 ball, no strikes. Umpire comes out to break up the party at the pitcher's mound. That's Andrew Tomlin, the home plate umpire. Done a great job today behind home plate. Morabito looks over to first. Fires to Trevor Clemens with the 1-0. It finds the strike zone, an off-speed pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. One pitch. Rivera still on first. Morabito has slowed down a little bit. Now throws back to first. Ever since Coach Haywood came out to talk to him, he has slowed his pace down a good bit. I'd step out of the batter's box if I was the batter here. Now a throw back to first.
A little close there for Rivera.
It was. And Trevor Clemens does finally step out of the batter's box. Morabito taking forever to get settled in after that mound visit. 7-5. 12 hits for the Braves. And a runner's going to go. This one might be trouble, but it is not going to be, as the runner does get safely to second. That's Rivera, but Clemens thrown out at first.
And just nice fielding right there by Adams. That awkward bounce on the turf came up right in front of the second base bag and just had to make the throw over to first. Had plenty of time, but not the situation you want to be in if you're UNCP.
Baulkham singled in the bottom of the sixth. Runner in scoring position now. If he can single here to add another run to the lead of the Braves.
Or Lincoln Memorial, my apologies. Games are running together again, Cole.
Oh, they do. This one's fouled off behind the backstop. I have to look down every time I call out a team's name just to make sure I'm calling out the right team.
Yeah, you say that. I'm staring at the scoreboard and I still get it wrong.
So a 0-1 count. One more out is all the Railsplitters need to get out of this inning and go to the top of the ninth. Low on that one. Here's the next pitch. Inside, strike 2, and now Lincoln Memorial just 1 strike away from retiring the side. Rivera was hit by the pitch earlier to lead off the inning. Clemens grounded out to first.
Mobley flied out to begin the inning.
That's right. Mobley was the very first batter. Rivera was second. And then Clemens grounded out, and Clemens was the second out. Count 1-2. Dominique Morabito stares down to his catcher, Dalton Datus. Looks back to second to Rivera. Morabito fires. This one's hit deep left field. This one's going to get down for a base hit. Rivera heading home. And the Braves plate one more. A play at second. I believe he got him, and he did.
Does.
That will retire the side, but not before they get a run out of it. Alan, how about that? So 1 run. Do you credit that as a hit? You do.
That does credit as a hit. That's going to be stretching out into a double. They got him in trouble.
1 run off of 1 hit. No errors. And none left on base as we head to the top of the 9th inning, where due up we will have Datus, Hunt, and Reddick. Down by 3 are the Railsplitters of Lincoln Memorial, and they have 3 outs to make the comeback. Top of the 9th up next on the North Greenville Sports Network. Top of the 9th inning. We have a new pitcher on the mound. That is number 33, Aaron Biggerstaff.
Yeah, that's going to be the end of the line for Hank Simpson. 1 inning pitch, 1 hit, 1 error, or one run.
Yep.
14 pitches.
First pitch, strike. Biggerstaff facing Datus. Here's the next pitch. Another strike. 2 in a row. Datus decides not to swing. 0-2 count. A pitch or 2 to waste now for Aaron Biggerstaff. Here's the 0-2. Swung on. Hit down the first baseline. Foul.
That wasn't as foul as it looked off the bat. That was right there near the line.
Still an 0-2 count. Dalton Datus trying to get something going here for the Railsplitters. Down by 3, 8-5. Pembroke on top. This one's grounded to third. Picked up. Throw to first in time, and a nice play from Trey Jacobs to Connor Granger. 1 down.
Now batting for Lincoln Memorial, number 20, Seth Hunt.
Hunt, Reddick up next. Seth Hunt is the top of the order. A junior, came into the game hitting .362. First pitch, ball one. Hunt flew out to right field in the top of the seventh. That was his last at bat. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and hit foul. That will be strike one. One ball, one strike, one out. Here's the 1-1. It finds a zone off speed. That was a pretty pitch and a 1-2 count. Seth Hunt trying to see his pitch, but Aaron Biggerstaff coming in to close for the Braves. Here's the 1-2. Woo. Trevor Clemens, the freshman, wanted the called third strike. He does not get it. And the count goes to 2-2. There's the pitch.
And
the call, third strike. There it is, and that will be out. Number 2.
Yeah, I thought that one's down a little lower, framed really well. And now all of a sudden the Railsplitters down for the last out of their season. That'll bring up Will Reddick, 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. Trying to go against all odds here. Low and outside for ball one. And that one's hit and gets through past first base. And the hope not over yet for the Railsplitters. Runner on Tyler Adams. 2 for 4. 2 singles, 2 runs. And that's something Lincoln Memorial could use right here. First pitch is in for a strike. And again, elimination game. And that one's hit through the gap. Back-to-back singles for the Railsplitters. And wouldn't you know it, first baseman Chris Salvi up to bat. Hit a 2-run homer in the 6th inning. 2 for 4 with a home run, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, has struck out. And now Trevor Clemens coming out to talk to Aaron Biggerstaff. Big opportunity here for the Railsplitters. Yeah. And Salvi, in part responsible for 3 of the 5 runs on the Railsplitters side of the scoreboard. As this one's high and outside for ball 1. And this LMU team has had their back against the wall before. Finished 4th in the regular season in the South Atlantic Conference before running through the tournament and stealing the automatic bid to get the 7th seed here in the Southeast Regional. This one's tipped up and foul. Played against all odds. And it's going to come down to some late inning heroics if the Railsplitters want to stay in this. Pitch is down, and that one's fouled off again. A lot of power. We've mentioned before, Salvi, 6'4", 290. Has the power to put one easily over the trees behind the scoreboard in left field in the 6th inning. Pitch is down, and this one's popped up and goes foul again. And that one's low and outside for ball 2. And if you're Aaron Biggerstaff, you've got to be thinking, this is a dangerous man at the plate. The man behind him's 0 for 4, and you have one base open, 3 runs to work with. As this one's hit, and dribbled through, picked up at third, thrown to second, not in time. Bases loaded for the Railsplitters.
Batting for Lincoln Memorial, number 23, Timmy Wages.
Railsplitters, all this coming with 2 outs on the board. That's good news for UNC Pembroke. Only need 1 out, four bases. 4 bases are all force outs. Going to be a pinch hitter here for Lincoln Memorial. And here's a conversation at the mound to Biggerstaff. Tristan Campbell comes into pinch run for Salvi. Still Wages at the plate. And this might be the end of the line for Biggerstaff. And here comes umpires out to break this up. Andrew Tumlin, home plate umpire, trying to break up the conversation, and Biggerstaff will stay in. Now Timmy Wages. 0 for 4 with a chance to blow it open. Low and outside, ball 1. Low for ball 2. Now Biggerstaff digging back in. Wages with the opportunity. Down and popped up. But well out of play. 2-1. Here's the 2-1. In there. And now the Railsplitters down to their last strike of the season. And this one's drilled just foul of the third base bag. Two and two. Down and hit him. And that's going to bring in a run. 8-6. Lincoln Memorial not done yet. And that'll bring back the DH, Nate Stinson, 1 for 3, a single, a walk, and a strikeout.
Now batting for Lincoln Memorial, number 5, Nate Stinson.
Yeah, and Wages took a little stumble after getting hit, walking towards first base. Doesn't look too worse for the wear. Gets the thumbs up from the training staff, and Wages will take his spot. Now Nate Stenson up to try and extend the game for the Railsplitters. High for ball 1. Want to know? In for strike 1. Now sitting at a 1-1 count. Throw down, hit, and will stay fair and get through the gap. That'll score 1, that'll score 2, and we are tied. All this production coming with 2 outs. And all of a sudden, the Railsplitters come out of nowhere to knot us up at 8. Stinson singles through the right side, 2 RBIs. And that'll bring Mason Ewers to the plate. 1 for 3, a double, a run, strikeout, and an HBP.
Number 22, Mason Ewers.
It's just, this has been the comeback. This fight in this Lincoln Memorial team, this entire elimination game, down 7-0 after 4 innings. Played at 5 unanswered before UNC Pembroke put in 1 the bottom of the 8th. But here, 3 runs with 2 outs to catch up to the 5 seed here in the Southeast Regional. This game creeps over 3 hours. Biggerstaff left to try and deal with the damage. Down for ball 1. Up high for ball 2. Base open at second. Down popped up and popped foul. And out of play. Two and one. And in there for strike two. And a punch out right there, but not before the damage is done. Lincoln Memorial does the improbable. Down 3 coming in, gets everything they need back, and forces UNCP to the bottom of the 9th with a chance to win it in regulation here on the North Greenville Sports Network. And you can see Belmont Abbey right there waiting on their game. This was going to take a little longer than one would have thought just a few innings ago. And a couple defensive substitutions here for Lincoln Memorial. Alex Allen comes in to play third for Campbell. Wages moves to first. And a new pitcher just now. Chase Randolph comes to the mound. And Randolph will come into this game after 5 innings of relief from Dominic Morabito. 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Give up no extra base hits. And threw 61 pitches in relief. And now Chase Randolph will come in. 5.92 ERA, 3 wins, no losses, 26 appearances. Has 3 saves, not in a situation yet. 48.2 innings pitched. 55 hits, 36 runs, 32 of them earned. 30 walks, 39 strikeouts. Has given up 9 doubles, a triple, and 6 home runs. And batters are averaging .293 against him. And just an interesting little situation right there, because coming off the mound. Morabito was standing on the mound, and the umpires hadn't gotten to place yet before a pitching change was made. We're still chalking up all the other defensive substitutions. And this will bring up for UNC Pembroke, Trey Jacobs, 2 for 3, a double, 2 RBIs, a run, and a walk. Luke Jackson will follow him, as well as Seth Hardings after that. For the 3 guaranteed to show up to the plate. Luke Jackson's 1 for 3, an RBI, and a run. Hardings 1 for 3, 2 RBIs.
Number 12, Trey Jacobs.
So, after everything, UNCP had a 7-0 lead after 4. And now Lincoln Memorial creeps all the way back to tie it in the top of the 9th. That first pitch has popped up. It should be an easy out right there. And will, as Adams comes over to get that one. 1 pitch, 1 out for Lincoln Memorial.
Now batting for UNC Pembroke, number 8, Luke Jackson.
And now Luke Jackson comes to the plate. 1 for 3, an RBI, a run, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Batting .400. That one's in for strike 1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Oh, and 2. Coming down, fouled off. And the count will remain at that. And there's a strikeout. The first for Chase Randolph. And 2 down for the Braves.
Now batting for UNC Pembroke, number 10, Seth Hardings.
Lincoln Memorial scored all 3 runs of theirs in the top of the 9th with 2 outs. UNC Pembroke trying to end it in regulation are going to have to do it here. Now Randolph gets set. Down, and that one's hit. And will dribble into left field for a single. And UNCP has one aboard.
Now batting for UNC Pembroke, number 40, Connor Granger.
Now Connor Granger, one of the 2 Pembroke Braves without a hit. Jarrett Mobley being the other one. Does have an RBI on a sac fly, has struck out. Swing and a miss for strike 1 to Granger. Spin off the mound to try and pick off Hardings at first. Is unsuccessful. Oh, and 1. Spin off again. Still not in time. Randolph. Getting set to throw. 0-1. And will throw down this time as this one is drilled, but just foul. Now 0-2 to the Braves' first baseman. Swing and a miss. Ball is dropped. And is thrown out. And we will have extras here in an elimination game. Lincoln Memorial 8, UNCP 8 after 9. Getting ready for the 10th. Coming up will be first baseman Joe Stuckey, catcher Dalton Detus, and center fielder Seth Hunt for the Railsplitters here on the North Greenville Sports Network. And back here to the top of the 10th inning. As against all odds, Lincoln Memorial has come back from a 7-run deficit to tie it and force extras. Joe Stuckey, the second baseman, up to bat. He will take strike 1. And that'll be a 1-1 count now after that one falls outside. Biggerstaff still on the mound, 35 pitches now. Will find the zone there for 1-2. The Railsplitters getting 3 runs on 2 outs. If you're just joining us in the top of the 9th to extend the game. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors in that inning. A ground out, a strikeout, a single. Fielder's choice. as that one was whistled by for a strikeout.
Now batting for Lincoln Memorial, number 8, Dalton Davis.
Watsabi reaching on a fielder's choice. An RBI hit by pitch. 2 RBI single. And that's all it took in the 9th inning for Lincoln Memorial. That one's low and outside. And this one's drilled up towards center. And there will be no play.
Now batting for Lincoln Memorial, number 20, Seth Hunt.
Just a bit of a dribbler that ended up right off the mound, sitting at the foot of short. But by that time, Dalton Davis was already at first base. And now, back at the top of the order, Seth Hunt, 1 for 5, an RBI and a strikeout, will take ball 1. But that one will find the zone for strike 1. And that one is driven towards center. But Rivera will be there in time to catch it. 2 down for the Railsplitters.
Now batting Lincoln Memorial, number 7, Will Reddick.
And that'll bring Will Reddick. 1 for 4, a single, a run, a walk, and a strikeout. Two outs in the top of the 10th, but this is exactly where Lincoln Memorial started scoring runs in the top of the 9th. That one's in for strike 1. Throw down and low for ball 1. And if you're just catching up with the Southeast Regional, this is the second extra inning game of the tournament. Belmont Abbey and Wingate began everything Thursday morning with a 5-4 victory for the Abbey. A walk-off homer in the bottom of the 10th inning in that game. High for ball 2. And now you see lining the fences, Belmont Abbey and Columbus State. Both standing around, both waiting for their game and checking out the competition here in this good little matchup. Swing and a miss for strike 2. No advancement from first on the drop ball. And this, just to tack on to how improbable this run is, UNC Pembroke had 4 runs on 6 hits in the first inning and chased a pitcher after a third of an inning, as this one is driven to short and up to second to end the inning. So, after all said and done, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base for Lincoln Memorial. We'll head to the bottom of the 10th with Elijah Helton, Jarrett Mobley, and Roberto Rivera up for UNC Pembroke. All right, here back for the bottom of the 10th. Here in this elimination game. Chase Randolph still on the mound for LMU. Elijah Helton, 1 for 4, a double and a strikeout, will take strike one. And if you're just joining us, UNC Pembroke, 7 of the 9 batters having at least one hit. Swing and a miss from Helton, the DH. Oh and 2 to Elijah Helton. Swing and a miss. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. 1 out.
Now batting for the Braves, number 13, Jarrett Mobley.
Jarrett Mobley, one of the 2 Pembroke Braves without a hit, 0 for 4, has struck out. Strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And Mobley down to his last strike. Down in the dirt, ball 1. Randolph was more than halfway to an immaculate inning right there. But now sits 1 and 2, staring down to Jarrett Mobley. Did he go? They say no. 2 and 2. Now 2 and 2. Down, swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the inning for Chase Randolph.
Now batting for UNC Pembroke, number 2, Roberto Rivera.
And now Roberto Rivera. 1 for 4, double run, hit by pitch. Last hope for the inning for the Pembroke Braves. Will take strike 1. Randolph getting ready to throw. Down. Swing and a miss from Rivera. 0 and 2. And all of a sudden, Randolph just coming at these UNCP Braves. Two swinging strikeouts to begin, and already has Rivera in an 0-2 hole. And fouls that one, and actually it comes up in fair territory. Rivera tries to slide in, just about makes it, but doesn't quite. And the inning is over for the Pembroke Braves. After that, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base. And we'll head to the 11th here on the North Greenville Sports Network with Tyler Adams, Alex Allen, and Timmy Wages up for the LMU Railsplitters. Top of the 11th here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Lincoln Memorial up to bat. Tyler Adams, 3 for 5 with 3 runs. Looking to get these Railsplitters ahead for the first time today. Fouls that one off his leg. Outside for ball 1. And that'll be 50 in relief for Aaron Biggerstaff. Throwing down and just inside for ball 2. And that one's skied towards center. And Rivera will camp under it and record the first out for the Braves. Adams falls to 3 for 6. Now Alex Allen, who came in defensively in the last inning. Actually, I should say the top of the 9th. Bottom of the 9th, he came into third base for Campbell, who had pitch run for Salvi. We'll take ball 1, his first plate appearance of the game. Oh, and 2 to the new third baseman. Down and drilled, and that'll get into right field. And a man aboard with 1 out for the Railsplitters.
Now batting for Lincoln Memorial, number 23, Timmy Wages.
Now Timmy Wages will come up to bat. 0 for 4 in RBI and an HBP on the day. High for ball 1. Strike 1. And a pickoff attempt is unsuccessful. And that one's driven to third, off to second, and back to first for a double play to end the inning. After all said and done, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, none left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 11th. Clemens, Baulkham, and Jacobs up for the Braves. And back here on the North Greenville Sports Network, Randolph still on the mound for the Lincoln Memorial Railsplitters. There's the throwdown right there. We'll face Clemens, Baulkham, and Jacobs. And this only the 7th game of the entire D2 tournament to go to extras. 2nd of this regional. First to make it this far here. Longest game by far, 15 innings. Cal State outlasting Azusa Pacific out in the West on their Thursday game. Now Randolph in for strike one. And Clemens 2 for 4, 3 runs, a walk, strikeout, and 2 stolen bases on the game. He'll dribble it towards first. Picked up at second, tossed over, and will record the out for Lincoln Memorial.
Now batting for UNC Pembroke, number 17, Ethan Baulkham.
And Baulkham 5 for 5, still perfect. 2 RBIs, 2 runs. Looking for a chance to end the game here in 11. Low for ball one. There's no kidding with this guy. Baulkham 5 for 5, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Responsible for half of the production for UNCP. That one will tail out for ball two. Two and 0. Popped up, but foul for strike one. Two and 1. Slung for his 6th hit of the day. Baulkham is aboard.
Now batting for UNC Pembroke, number 12, Trey Jacobs.
And Jacobs coming up to bat, but what can you say about Baulkham? 6 hits, 6 runs. Or 2 runs, sorry, 6 for 6, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. 6 separate singles in this game. And now Trey Jacobs, 2 for 4, a double, 2 RBIs, a run and a walk. We'll take strike one. Oh and 1. Hit towards right. And will drop. Comes back to the fence. And they're waving him around third. They're waving Baulkham. Going to the plate. And he will make it. And UNCP will walk off in 11. Crazy game. Finally ends it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the game. After 11 innings, your score is UNC Pembroke 9.
Jacobs doubles to right. Doubles to right center for the 9th run. Scores Baulkham all the way from first. And after that valiant effort from Lincoln Memorial, they will fall out of the tournament. UNCP lives to see North Greenville at noon tomorrow. So looking at the box score, UNCP scores 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the fourth, 1 in the 8th, and 1 in the 11th. 9 runs, 16 hits, 2 errors. Lincoln Memorial scores 5 unanswered, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th to tie it at 8, and falls here in 11. 8 runs, 13 hits, no errors. A lot of good efforts across the board. For Lincoln Memorial, Seth Hunt, 1 for 6 with an RBI. Will Reddick, 1 for 5 with a run. Tyler Adams, 3 for 6 with 3 runs. Chris Salvey, 2 for 5, 2 runs, 2 RBIs. Had that 2-run home run over left field. Alex Allen, a pinch hitting role, 1 for 1. Timmy Wages, 0 for 5, but does have an RBI. Nate Stinson, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. Mason Ewers, 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Mason Ewers 1 for 4 with 1 run. Joe Stuckey goes 0 for 5. Dalton Detus goes 2 for 5. And that's all the production from there. Chase Randolph going to be tagged with the loss. 3-1, 2.1 innings pitched. 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned. That last one right there, 4 strikeouts, will throw 28. For UNC Pembroke, Roberto Rivera goes 1 for 5 with a run. Trevor Clemens, 2 for 5 with 3 runs. Ethan Baulkham, 6 for 6, 2 RBIs, 3 runs, including the game winner. Trey Jacobs, 3 for 5, 3 RBIs and a run. Luke Jackson, 1 for 4, 1 run, 1 RBI. Seth Hardings, 2 for 4 with 2 RBI. Connor Granger goes 0 for 4, does have an RBI. Elijah Helton, 1 for 5. Jared Mobley, 0 for 5. And Aaron Biggerstaff will get the win. 3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 3 strikeouts. Goes 58 pitches in this game. And how can you not give players of the game to the duo that just did it in the 11th? Ethan Baulkham goes perfect, 6 for 6. 2 RBIs, his 3 runs. Trey Jacobs, 3 for 5, 3 RBIs, including the game-winning RBI. So, that'll do it for this one. LMU will fall. UNCP will move on to take North Greenville tomorrow in an elimination game. But coming up in just a little bit, customary about 30, 45 minutes between these games. Will not start exactly at 7 as we're at 6:51 right now. Columbus State and Belmont Abbey, the only 2 undefeated teams left here on the North Greenville Sports Network in the winner's bracket tonight for the nightcap.